Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Thursday, August the 25th. Race number 9 at Saratoga. We're going a mile on the inner turf. It's the Riskaverse Stakes for 3-year-old fillies. It's 135 grander. Let's take a look at this field. Scan the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile device. This is a restricted stake for the 3-year-old filly, which have not won a stake other than state bred at a mile or over. Interesting race. Couple of horses might trying turf for the first time. Couple of very well-bred horses in this race. I'm not sure exactly who the favorite's going to be.
I'm not either. This race is just really, really wide open. More than anything else, I feel like you probably just don't want to take a short price on anybody, Dan. A lot of different horses can win here. We'll see how fast this pace turns out to be because it feels like trips are going to be really important in here. And if they go from the inside, which seems like it's possible, maybe it'll stretch the field out and give those horses that are drawn to the outside post a better chance.
Timeform US believes that scenario is very possible. Taking a look at the pace projector, fast pace, red bar scenario, Missy, Greer, Republique, down towards the inside, expected to show some speed. Amore trying turf for the first time. Maybe that horse will be close. I expect Faith in Humanity to be up close to the pace as well. But Missy Greer, I think, makes the front going into the first turn.
Yeah, I mean, she has the rail. She has plenty of speed. It feels like it would sort of be silly as she steps way up in class here. It would just sort of be silly for them to, sort of concede that advantage that they have. She's got to come out of there running, then hope they don't make her go too fast.
Missy Greer is a half-sister of Gronkowski, who finished second in the Belmont Stakes a couple of years ago. And let's watch her return to turf last time out. This is a first-level allowance at the Spa 26 days ago and just made an easy lead. Kendra Carmouche backed the fractions down. She went a half mile in almost 50 seconds, and she just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, I mean, no excuses for her here. She had the right trip that she probably needed if she was going to pull off an upset, and she just couldn't quite do it. Outfinished in the late stages there, settles for third, did earn a new top figure, but this is just a way tougher field. And even if she makes the lead, Dad, it's hard to see her wiring a group like this one.
And then number 2, Republique, is a half-sister to Preakness winner Rombauer. She'll be trying turf for the first time, but she is a perfect 2 for 2 on the Tapeta surface at Gulfstream. The one blemish on her record came last time out in the Delaware Oaks on Dirt, where she didn't fire at all. And since then, she was listed as a vet scratch at Saratoga on July 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about her. That I actually liked her first 2 starts quite a bit. I thought she looked really good winning those races. She was really bad in the Delaware Oaks. I guess you could just say she's not a dirt horse and you want to give her another chance. But I'm not so sure that I could convince myself that she's a turf horse either. She doesn't have a ton of pedigree for this.
Skims is one of the ones in this race for Shug McGahee and Joel Rosario, simply because she's getting needed class relief. Look at the horses she's faced in her last 3 races. Spenderella in the Appalachian, 3 starts back, then Consumer Spending, and last time out against Dulce Zell, who returned to run third in the Grade 2 Lake Placid with the 90 buyer. She needs this class relief. She has enough versatility from a running style standpoint to adapt to the pace scenario. I started off as a Skims fan. Maybe I'm jumping off the bandwagon a little too early.
Listen, I'm jumping off with you. I was a fan of hers too. I actually felt like she ran pretty well in the Appalachian. I did not like her Wonder Again at all, even though she finished third in there. Listen, it was yielding turf, so maybe that can mitigate her performance somewhat if she just doesn't like that kind of going. I don't know. I didn't see what her excuse was. I know it was a better field last time, then I didn't really see what her excuse was not to fire that day. I know she was on the outside for most of that trip, but she just followed Eminent Victor around the track, and she really didn't kick that hard.
It'll be the stakes debut for the number 4, Linda's Gift. We're going to watch her most recent race, a 3rd place finish in a first level allowance. And like in her prior race, she had no pace to run at, and that's what she kind of needs. You see her all the way near the back of the pack right now. She's going to have to get to the outside, alter course off heels. Once she straightens away in the clear, this is a nice kick, especially considering in this mile race, they went to half in almost 50 seconds. She had no chance the way the pace set up.
Yeah, she actually runs really well in here just to get up for third. She had no chance in there. She had really no chance 2 starts back, going 9 furlongs, caught on the outside all the way around the track. She still stayed on pretty nicely in there as Canisi wired that field. Her prior couple of starts, I thought were really good, Dan. I mean, when she gets something to run at and can pull some kind of clean trip, she really finishes.
Canisi got a fig last time out for winning a first level allowance at Saratoga, but just got a perfect setup under Javier Castellano. Let's watch that performance right now. Canisi, a horse that came from off the pace in her first two starts, found herself on the lead and going 3/4 of a mile in 1:15. Little wonder she has plenty left to hold off the closers in the stretch. That being said, she did overcome a slow pace to win her career debut from off the pace and ran pretty well in her second lifetime start, so she has quality.
Yeah, she really does. This is a really nice test for her because it is, I think, a sufficient step up in class against better horses, and we'll see where she fits. But I can't knock any one of her three starts so far. She looked good winning first time out. She was probably best in her second start, but she got a little unlucky as far as the trip went in that race. And then she won easily last time with a pretty easy trip. I like her versatility. I like what she's shown on the track in her three starts. It's easy to make a case for this horse.
But I can understand anyone taking the opinion that they'd rather have either Linda's Gift, who was fifth in that video behind Canisi, or Customer List, who was fourth in that race, considering both were stymied by the way the race was run. Maybe even especially Customer List, who's only run twice this year and has big excuses for both of them. One off the layoff over a boggy turf course in the Pen Oaks that many horses didn't like, and I think Customer List was one of them. And then last time out, just the pace didn't work out after she kind of pinched a little bit leaving the gate.
Yeah, those things are all true. I think there's a chance she takes a step forward here, which she's going to have to do. I'll give her a pass for the Pen Oaks over that kind of a turf course. She did get pinched last time. It left her out of position. You can go back and watch that replay. We just showed it to you, but she got actually a pretty good in-out run to the stretch there from IRAD and as they came into the upper stretch. And I just thought she kind of finished evenly, Dan. I sort of wanted to see a better kick from her in that race, but that was a mile and an eighth. And maybe that's just a distance that she just doesn't really want.
She's trained by Chad Brown, as is the 7 Gina Romantica, a 7-figure yearling trying turf for the first time. She's by Into Mischief, and Into Mischief, multiple champion sire. His progeny can do anything, mostly dirt on the bottom of this pedigree, horses like Gift Box, but Stone-tastic with stakes placed on the turf, Special Forces, a grade 2 winner on synth.
Yeah, I guess it's versatile enough. We'll see if she turns out to be better on turf than she is on dirt, Dan, because after her debut, which I actually thought was a pretty nice performance, I can't say that I'm thrilled with any one of her three starts since then. And she's just going to have to be way better on this surface.
Spirit and Glory won her North American debut 2 starts back, overcoming a very slow pace to down Canisi coming from the outside. And then last time out in the Lake George, maybe exposed just a little bit. They took her back. They tried to make a run, and those horses were just a little too good for her.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think that's probably true. She did look good winning her stateside debut, though. Listen, if you want to make an excuse for that last race, the Lake George, a little bit of a tougher field, I would argue, and just trying to come from last in a race like that, I guess it wasn't ever really going to work out. She did stay on, pretty well to the end of the race. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with her, Dan, but I can understand that if you wanted to make a case for her, she's going to be some kind of a good price in there, and she should have something to run at.
Brown also has Faith in Humanity, the number 9, coming off a debut win at Monmouth as the 7-5 favorite. Let's watch that mile on a 16th loop. She was pretty sharp from the gate. She got right up close to the pace. She makes the lead. She does what she has to do. Rock solid performance, 73 buyer speed figure, lots of upside.
Yeah, all those things are true. I mean, we'll see how she acquits herself here with a pretty significant step up in class. She did get the right trip in here. I thought she won it pretty handily. There's really not a lot going on behind her. So I don't know what she beat in that spot, but as a starting off point, I won't argue with it.
Turf debut for the Todd Pletcher trained number 10 Amore, who was grade 1 placed when third, a well-beaten third behind Echo Zulu last year in the Frisette. She is by Uncle Mo, extremely versatile stallion, and the dam was grade 3 placed on the turf, so this filly has a little bit of grass pedigree.
Yeah, she does. She's been working on the turf for about a month now for Pletcher, so they've been sort of preparing her to make this surface switch. I just don't like her last 2 starts, Dan. I noticed that she was eased at Keeneland, so I guess I'll give her a pass for that one. I didn't think she ran well when she won at Laurel 2 starts back. She worked really hard to get the job done there at 3-5, and she was terrible last time. So I don't like them switching turf for a filly who's in this kind of form.
Completing the field is Wonka, who must deal with the outside post as well as a 3-month layoff, but she ran pretty well in her first start against winners, only being defeated a length in the grade 3 Soaring Softly, a race where the runner-up would come back to earn stakes placing in the Wild Applause with an 85 buyer speed figure. I guess the plan for Junior Alvarado here is just to kind of take back and make one run.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of options. Post 11 on the inner turf course going a mile. That's not a good draw, and it could really work against this filly. If she didn't draw that poor post end, I would say that she's probably the horse to beat. I really feel like she's run well in all three of her starts. But man, is she in a tough position here on the far outside.
6-1 on the morning line for the dependable combo of Junior Alvarado and Bill Mott. Before we get to our top selections, please click that subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. You'll have access to all of DRFTV's video offerings. Top pick time for the Riskaverse, mile on the inner turf. It's your DRF race of the day. Linda's Gift up against the race flow in the last two. Timeform US believes it's a fast pace this time. Completely different situation than what she's used to, and she should love it.
Yeah, that's why I took her. She's going to be a price in here. I really liked her maiden win when she came from off the pace with a really big finish. And it looks like she hasn't improved since then. I personally don't think she's had a chance to. Those races did not set up for her.
I usually don't like to play horses like Canisi off candy trip wins, and she just had an easy trip on the lead last time out. But I think she's pretty good. I mean, she's shown me in her prior two races that there is some ability. Curious to see how she gets bet. If she is her morning line price, it might just be a little bit too light. I wonder if Skims goes off favorite in a very tough race to make a morning line. Linda's Gifts where Mike going 4-11-5-6. I'm going 5-1-2-3. It's the Riskaverse, your Thursday race of the day. Good luck.